Today we're talking about experiencing loneliness, dealing with loneliness. This is going to be a little bit of a personal video, and partly due to the reason why I'm making this video is because when I'm editing the video, I actually take my own advice in some sort of weird way. It's weird, but I'm just saying that out there, so that's partly why I'm making this video. So if it gets a little bit personal and all that, it's because I'm trying to give myself advice when I'm editing. So with that being said, recently I've been going through some issues with my relationship, and it made me realize that I forgot how it feels like to be alone. And honestly, the vast majority of people, they experience being alone all the time. Especially now in today's generation, you don't have people interacting with each other like the way how they used to. You used to have communities, you used to have people that you can rely on, you used to have like a really close best friend. But honestly, I can say like I have friends, but I don't have like a best friend. Like honestly, I consider my dog a best friend, and I can't talk to my dog, and like I'm talking on camera for some of you guys because some of you guys might be relatable. Anyways, so this relationship, it's been going on since about like January, and we're now in August, and essentially now that I'm kind of like I honestly feel like I'm causing a little bit of the issues, or majority of them, just because like I have a little bit of like issues from my previous relationships, which it's kind of falling through, and this is something that I realized that wasn't there. Anyways, so I'm running into issues with my current relationship, and I feel like I have nobody to talk to. I feel like honestly I could have my parents, I can go and talk to them, but see, the thing is, like my dad, he's only been in one relationship his whole entire life, and I experienced this kind of feeling of like being alone, being isolated. You start overthinking, you start questioning a lot of things, and then it starts compacting and starts building up, and eventually it's just like it gets to the point where it's like it becomes a little bit unbearable. You wish you had somebody there to talk to, but eventually I'm coming up with solutions on how to deal with it. Obviously, as like I said at the beginning of the video, making this video is helping me out. Honestly, the best thing that will help you guys out is staying busy. And this is something that you could honestly do, because like you'll fall into a point where you go into a rut where you just don't want to do anything, you don't want to talk to anybody, you just feel like you go into a deep sad place. I'm talking in code here for YouTube purposes, but essentially you feel isolated and alone, and that nobody's there for you. So you need to come to this realization that all your thoughts, you're just overthinking. You need to overcome it, and you need to just keep on pushing forward. You need to keep your mind occupied. You need to stay busy, because essentially when you're focused on other things other than how you're feeling, you don't have time to think about how you're feeling. You're focusing on what's ahead of you, what's at task. So this is something that I realized from work, is when I'm at work, I don't feel like that. I feel like I'm surrounded by tons and tons of people, even though it's not like, hey, how are you feeling, or how are you doing today, or whatever. It's like, hey, well, we need to get this done, and my mind stays occupied. So here's why I'm making this YouTube video, is because it's trying to occupy my time. I'm trying to better my lifestyle, my life just in general, and I realize it's going to be beneficial for some of you guys that are relatable. So staying busy is one of the best things you guys can do. The next thing is going to be a little bit more difficult. It's going to be something that I was talking about, because like I don't really have any close friends, but if you have some close friends, go ahead and reach out to them, start talking to them, be like, hey, well, can we have a boys day out or boys night out, and just go out there and just go do something. Have somebody you can hang out with, somebody you can vent with, and just talk to. And you want to make sure they know where you're coming from, because like if they're not relatable, they don't know what you're talking about, you want to see you feel more alone, even though you're surrounded by tons and tons of people. And I know some of these points kind of seem like counterintuitive to each other, but they do have some truth to them. The next thing that I recommend is doing one of your favorite hobbies. So this is going back to staying active, staying busy. honestly, one of my favorite hobbies is working out, and I honestly think working out is one of the best things that you guys could honestly do. And the reason I'm saying this is because when you're working out, if you're stressed out, you're gonna end up injuring yourself while you're working out. So you have to be in a constant straight frame of mind. Essentially, you need to be thinking straight, you need to be thinking clearly, essentially. And so that's why I recommend working out, is just because you'll be in the zone. You're like, oh, okay, well, I need to push this weight, I need to start improving my life and start making it a little bit better. And let's start off with the physical appearance. And honestly, that's what I was thinking at the gym today. I was like, okay, well, do you want the dream lifestyle that you want, or do you happy with the current path that you're currently on? And this is something that it's been bothering me a little bit. I can tell in my subconscious that I'm not happy with where I'm currently at. So obviously I'm trying to improve on it, trying to make it a little bit better. And that's why I recommend working out, because you're improving your looks. On top of that, you're staying focused, because you need to start pushing this weight to make sure you do it safely. And then on top of that, it makes you more present and it calms you down. The next thing I recommend, and this is a little bit of like self-talk, self-discipline, is just try telling yourself, hey, don't focus on that. And make it a point to where essentially you're no longer focusing on the issue of whatever it is. So me, it's feeling alone, and it's understandable, it's going to happen from time to time, but you need to come to this realization that you need to start acting like a man. You need to start ignoring it. You need to be logical. You can't be falling into your emotions. And then there's reasoning behind this, because essentially if you focus on your emotions, you're going to keep on focusing on it, and you won't solve any issues. You won't solve the problem. And when you're like, okay, well, how can I solve the problem? Or, you know what, I'll focus on it later, it becomes a little bit easier. And eventually you do find a solution on how to deal with it, or you just learn to accept it. This is something that I'm kind of thinking that it's going to take eventually a little bit of time to overcome. It's not going to be something that you can fix instantly. Like, honestly, people expect results right away, and honestly, I don't expect results of feeling alone to go away just instantly. I think it's going to be a shift in mindset eventually. You need to start thinking about it and start changing it slowly, and then eventually it's going to start building up, and it's just going to be part of your framework, essentially. The other thing that I found kind of helpful is sharing your personal experience. As stupid as it may seem, I'm here making this YouTube video trying to explain to you guys, oh, okay, well, this is what's going on. I'm feeling alone. This is something that I haven't felt in a while. And, I'm just sharing it out to the world. And it becomes a little bit helpful just because, like, you can see how many people are relatable to you. The other thing that I find very beneficial is people will have, like, advice. Like, honestly, on some of the other videos that I made, I had viewers actually comment, hey, this really helped me out. Or somebody commented, hey, come and check out this video, it will help you out and make you understand, oh, okay, well, feeling alone is something that you should learn about, or you should learn about it from this person. And see, that's why I think it's kind of beneficial, is there's people out there that care. And I know you guys, the viewers, you guys do care. And some of you may not. That's whatever. I don't expect that to be. But essentially, somebody out there does care, and they're willing to give you some sort of advice or a relatable story. And just knowing a relatable story makes it a little bit much easier at the moment to go through it, essentially. So I recommend sharing it, but be careful with what you share on social media and all that, because just it may come back around you, and reinvent itself in your life. So you just want to be cautious as to what you post as well. I'm just saying that. But essentially, if you guys enjoyed today's video topic, don't forget to smash that like button, and I'll go ahead and catch you guys on the next video.